Hey crafty friends, it's me Rachel. Welcome back to my craft table. In this video, we are going to be using Concord and Ninth's Stamp and Die Set. The Afternoon Tea has a really pretty, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of tea, but I'm loving the stamp set. And also we're going to be using the coordinating dies. And for the background, we're going to be using this Cottage Charm stencil pack and colors. So we got a wide variety of colors going on here. We're using Concord and Ninth's ink, and then a couple of their cardstock, in addition to Moda Scrap cardstock as well, which you guys seen. If you watch my card videos, you've probably seen this once or twice before. So we're going to be using Pebble Harbor. We're going to be using those inks, and then also the cardstock, and then Midnight and Eucalyptus. And then we're also going to be using, let me move this over here, some of these colors. Not exactly sure where we're going to go with this, but I think I'm going to do one of the two darker colors and then probably like these two or these two. We'll see how it goes, okay? So I think what we'll do is maybe we'll ink blend, just because if the ink blend doesn't really match up with this, then I can always just change my mind on the cardstock. So let's go ahead and do that first. I'm going to move that all to the side. Also, we are going to do, and I kind of did this off camera, but just because I want to play around with the size, we're going to do a Slimline card. So we're going to go ahead and do 3.5 by 6, really cute small card, and then we're going to ink blend on the card panel, which I just cut it down an 1/8 of an inch. So it's going to be 5 7/8 by, I think this would be 3 3/8, right? Yes. So we're going to be making our stencil on the card panel. Let me get my little ink blending pad, and then we'll talk about my inspiration on this card. So I was watching Carissa Wiley, and her, if you guys know who she is, she's a card maker here on YouTube, amongst other things. And let me bring in my blending brushes. I just keep my blending brushes in this little tool caddy, and I love it. Okay, and she had invited Megan Andrew. Not too familiarized with her channel, but definitely will be watching. Anyways, so I'm totally inspired by the card that she did, and I definitely want to make a card like hers. So yeah, just really enjoy her card that she did, and I was like, I gotta make one myself. I'm using some similar colors that she used in her channel, but or the card that she did, but I am doing a little something different than hers. Okay, and I might even bring in some, I don't know, we'll see. We're going to play around with this. So we're going to see how this is going to play out. Okay, so I got to think about how this is going to get laid, and then make sure that this, let's see, make sure that, you know, this is going to get lined up. I got to think about that for a second. Get that on here, tap some of that off. Just to kind of get those bristles going. Alright, so we're going to come off, and then I don't want this to be over powerful. Just want it to have, I need to move this up a little bit, just enough for the background. And it's going to give us kind of like a mosaic tile background, and you'll see that I'm not going to be even on the blending portion, just because I kind of want it to be faded. So let me put some music on, and then I will fast forward through all of this and get this all done. Okay, so I don't know if I like this. I feel like that midnight is a little bit too purplish for me, but you know what? I'm just gonna go with it and start die cutting everything and seeing how it looks. And if I don't, if I truly don't like it, because to me this is just really purplish. I don't know. Well, you know what? We're gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it and see how it looks. Don't know if it's gonna work, but we will see. I went ahead and redid it, and I actually switched from the Pebble to Dove and did Dove all over, like using all three stencils, and then I went ahead and used that blue. So here's the difference between the two. Now I'm not going to get rid of it, however, but because it's actually going to go like this, just because I didn't have enough down here and I already trimmed it down. But this time I didn't trim it down. So I'm going to trim it down on this side just because I kind of have it a little bit uneven compared to that side. So I'm going to trim it down, not much actually. It's 3.5 and I'm trimming it down literally 1/8 of an inch. So not a lot. Just because I don't want it to be too small, the panels to be too small. And then I'll trim down the top here. So it's 6, and then I'm going to do 5/8. So again, not a whole lot to be trimmed down. Now this side looks pretty good. I do have it going off here, but that's okay because I'm going to use some Dove. I think I need Dove right now actually, here to cover this part up. So here's our two panels. I'm going to see how it looks and then kind of go from there. Just recently, and I say recently, within the last couple of years, started to enjoy sweet tea, right? So yeah, okay. I'm not sure what these are. I'm sure I can figure this out. So we got that one, and then we have this one. Them all die cut out. However, when I was die cutting, I went ahead and cut out a few different card panels because, again, I'm not exactly sure which direction I want to go. I am using Waffle Flower Sweet Plaid texture, and I did the light pink, this light green, and then on, of course, a white card panel, and then we have our two. So I can definitely make several cards with this. So these are the mini Slimline cards. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning. So I haven't decided which one out of the 5, yes, 5, that I want to do. So you're going to help me decide. Well, I guess you really can't, seeing how, just making sure that that was still coming out. So you're going to have to let me know if you would have chosen a different one. So yeah, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue, there's quite a few different, I probably should get my little, I need to get that out. Hold on one second. Get my little silicone mat and glue this. There's actually several different teacup handles that you could use, and I ended up choosing this one. Just put that block on there, and as soon as I get the little handles on there, I'm going to go ahead and put them on the, oh gosh, on the panels, just to kind of see, you know, how they look, right? So let me know how you're liking the the card videos. They're so much fun. I am addicted to making cards, and even more addicted to purchasing the supplies. I wish I had all the time in the world to craft with my stuff that I have in my craft room, but unfortunately I don't. Anybody like buy more crafts than they have time to craft for? Also, I like what I like about this die set here is it does have like a little score mark. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if it's going to focus, but it has a little score mark, so it's going to let you know kind of how far in it needs to go, and I really appreciate that. I like that, so that way you can get them all lined up. And here we go. Bring that in. So at the time of me recording this video, we're expecting to get snow in our area, which I guess in our area we get snow, we'll potentially see snow roughly every 5 years in this in our area. And so we're expecting anywhere from, I don't know, I keep on hearing different things, anywhere from 1 inch to 4 inches of snow, and even 1 inch of snow is very significant in our neck of the woods. So we're pretty excited. I'm not a big snow fan. I grew up with it, being from Ohio in the secondary snow belt. Yeah, I was never a big fan of it. As a kid, I liked it, but when you become an adult, you don't have snow days. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan, but now I love the snow in the South because it closes down the city. So we're anxiously waiting to see if where I work, if the school will close down. So we're pretty excited about that. Okay, so does anybody watch Gilmore Girls? These cups are just screaming Gilmore Girls. That's all I can see. I'm drinking my coffee actually right now as I'm making teacups. But I guess they could be coffee cups, right? Okay. So let's put them, well, put them here. I'm going to take this off because I don't think I need this anymore. And then, okay, so we're going to first, actually, before we even do that, I'm going to bring in Pebble. I'm going to cut this down to size. In fact, I'm going to cut all these panels down to size. And you'll notice that I do have a part where I didn't die cut, and that's because the actual die is only so long, so obviously I'm going to trim that off. But I was going to cover this anyway, so I'm not that concerned, because we're really only trimming 1/8 of an inch off, so we're not trimming a whole lot off, just because I don't want to make this too small. So just going down 1/8, and then this is 6, so I need to go down to 5 7/8. Yeah, see how it's covering that bottom part? That's why I wasn't too worried about that. Obviously, if you don't do this, then that will be, you know, something that you need to consider. Okay, so we're going to stack it kind of like this. I may need to even go a little bit further down, but you get the picture. So there's that. So there's the white. I like it. It's classic. Let's try the original one, which this one I'm not too sure I'm going to like, but we can see how it looks. Yeah, it's okay. I do like that. That's really pretty. I definitely think this one I don't like, but I do like this one. What do you guys think? I like how the blue ties in with it. I feel like the blue is kind of like an outlier, but this one does bring that out. And I think the blue stands out too much on this one. And I most certainly can cut another piece. I think I'm going to run into the same issue with this one. That's not going to be a problem, you know, a different cup from a different cardstock, but, and I think the green is too blended. Okay, so this one's going to be the winner. I'm actually surprised. So these can be used for something else. I think what I'm going to do next is go ahead and pop this up. Actually, before we even do that, we need to do our stamping. We need to do this one right here, because I want this to be on the, base here. And I think what I'll do is, have a delightful day. Okay. Make sure that's there. And I'm going to rub it just to condition it. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp that up with Memento Tuxedo Black. There you go. Now this will give me an idea where my cups will go, so that's why I decided to stamp this first. And that actually did pretty good. Yeah, that did good. Okay, clean this off. Now I'll tell you right now, my daughter's outside playing. It's funny, we have a winter storm coming, frigid cold air, but it's 40 degrees outside right now. So I might have to end up changing this video to a voiceover if they come in here soon. So I hate doing voiceovers, but sometimes I have to do that just because my dining room is not closed off just yet, but we are closing it off here soon. And let me bring in my scoreboard to help me with this. So yeah, we're going to close it off here soon, the dining room, so I can record, so I don't have to kick anybody else outside of the house, so I can record. Okay, y'all, I just realized they have this little piece here, and that's supposed to cover your cup. Thank goodness, because I didn't know how I was going to go about doing that. They just think of everything. And it just goes over like so. Okay. Yeah. All right, so let me do this off camera real quick, and then we will continue. I'm glad I saw that. I was like, what? How is this gonna work? Ah, so confused. All right, got this last one done. Move those to the side. Add my little stamping block. We are good. Okay, so then, you know what? Let's start with a dark one. And I kind of want them at an angle. And who knows, maybe I won't need all of them, right? Like so. And then this one should be done. Now I need to move this way down. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Just trying to think of how I want to do this. All right. Let me add. We're gonna go ahead and add some glue at the base here, and just gonna kind of play around with it. You know, I was gonna do the flowers, but I think I'm gonna leave it this as is. I think this looks good. And I like how this, let me go ahead and open this up. Actually, before we do, let's turn that around. Put a little label. So let me know what you guys think. It's a mini slimline card, so super small. And again, that is 3.5 by 6, and then the panel is an 1/8 inch smaller on both sides, or all 4 sides, excuse me. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you all in the next video. Bye.